banking news on the front page, which says SBI quarter one net rises 1%, loans loss provision widens. So let's read the complete news. SBI, the country's largest lender, so around the lending size, advance size of the SBI is 45,000 crore and posted a marginally 1% rise in the net profit, 17,000 crore. It is the first as a PSU rank, and the market cap is still less than the HDFC, but in terms of the advances, it has the higher number of the advances than HDFC. HDFC around 17,000 and market cap is also 14 lakh crore. Canara Bank is ranked 6th in terms of the market cap and third PSU only. Canara Bank market cap is around 1 lakh crore. Advance size is 7,000 to 8,000 crore. Due to the sharp rise in the provisioning, it set aside a large amount of the legacy. So the net profit is highly affected this quarter by the provision amount they have increased. A compensation in the net interest margin and fall in the treasury income due to the change in the regulation has also eroded the profit. So there is changes in the treasury rule in this July quarter highly, and which have already also affected their PAT. Loans loss provision increased 70% year on year to 4,000 crore from 26,000 crore in the year earlier, squeezing the net profit despite the loan growth remaining strong. So the amount of the provision has been drastically raised by the bank. They play very smart when in which quarter they have good amount of the profit before the provisioning, they try to make more provision in that quarter so that the PAT figures are as per their target. The chairman Dinesh Kharia said the provision were mostly related to the legacy standard asset quality outlook the bank remained unchanged. So they are not saying that these provision has come from the overall bank sector, but rather they are specific asset quality now which they have made provision. We don't have any changes in the asset quality. In fact, our credit cost is still lower than the guidance, and our slippage ratio is actually down year on year. Slippage ratio and account and NPA. The bank has guided for keeping the credit cost below the 0.5%. Out of the same 4-5 crore provided to loan losses this quarter, more than half of 2 crore was to provide to the legacy borrowing, while about 1 crore was covered to the fresh slippage of the loan. So the new provision are majorly from the old borrowings, and lower is coming from the new borrowing amount. The slippage ratio was down 0.8% from 0.9 year ago to higher than the 6.3 reported in the March. Fresh slippage increased to 790 crore in the June, crore double the side. Out of the fresh slippage, 3,000 crore was on account of the loan to the individual, following by the 2,000 crore to the farm credit. The chairman said, "We saw delay in the salaried by some of the state government during the quarter, which led to the sum of the slippage, but those transition issued aside partner." So they are saying that the fresh slippage was 7,900 crore, and the major portion is coming from the individual account because of the delay by the bank government in paying the salaries, and fresh farm credits like farm loans are the most which easily become NPA. Khara will retire after the new term, will have managed to pull back more than 1,000 of the slippage currently. Despite of the increase in the slippage, asset quality remained stable with the gross NPA ratio down from the gross NPA ratio is before making any provision. So in PSU bank it is widely 4 to 5%, but the SBI is doing well, and it has reduced it from 2 to 2%, which is equivalent to private sector. The bank's balance sheet has helped stronger credit growth, 15%, led by 20% expansion in the loans to the small and medium, and 17% growth in the agriculture sector. So earlier in the last years, the banks usually show a growth of the 16 to 18% growth in their lending, but now it is cut to the 14 to 15% because changes in the credit rules. Like RBI has instructed bank, they cannot lend more to the NBFC, which usually happens earlier, and this was another reason was. Uh, uh, First was reason that has limit the NBFC lending, and second was unsecured loans cannot be highly granted. So these were the few changes by the RBI. Growth in the retail and the personal loans grew at a lower pace of 14%, which Khara acknowledged was also a higher weight mandatory RBI in the November. The increase in the risk weight is also incurs a cost of our portfolio advantage, which we have to keep in mind. But we also seeking the good transition over mid-corporate loan. The bank has a loan pipeline of 4 lakh crore, especially to the private sector, out of which sanction amount is 2.2. Pressure on the bank's profitability was evident on the NIM. Difference between the yield of the loans and profit of the deposit falling to 3.2 to 3.4. Khara said expected the bank maintain net interest margin or 3 to 4%. Net interest margin is the spread which banks earn by lending the money and have to pay on the deposits. So net interest margin is earning of the bank, which is around 3.2% to 3.5%. And from this earning, bank have to maintain the other expenses like salary of the employment and other operating expenses. Despite a growth of 8.8%, still lagged behind the credit growth, but Khara said bank is conscious on the cost which they are raising funds. We are making an optimal choice of rate. We should not lose the sight of because of the CASA shortage, this margin is reduced. A fall in the bank non-interest income also hit the profit, a drop of 7% to 11,000 crore in the quarter, largely due to the 33% decline in the trading profit after the new RBI took effect in the April. Thus stipulate that on book profit in the available for the sale profitability in the book. AF reserve account for considered as part of it. So RBI has also changed multiple things in the treasury sector, which has also impacted. The improving the yield in the investment was enough to offset the provision, leading to an subsequent decline in the principal. Has the improving yield on the investment was not enough to offset the provision. Downline. So they says in the June they sent so let me first check. Net interest margin is 3.2%. Earlier it is also declined. Gross NPA declining is good, and this is bad. This is good. We don't have any challenges in the asset quality. In fact, our credit loss is changed. Net profit is up by very only 1% only. Non-interest income is like from their treasury and the brokeraging. It has been declined due to change in the treasury rule. Net interest income is the spread which is earning by it is also up by the 6%, and overall it is 3.2%. Okay.